Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. So a while back I made a video that was about how I used plastic tubs to breed Neocaridina shrimp. But since then I've made quite an upgrade to that setup. So today I want to show you what I did and how I did it. So let's get straight into the video. So instead of using 3 different plastic tubs, I'm now just using one aquarium that's divided into 3 equal parts, which is so much easier. I started with giving it a clean with just some plain water, and just to show you, this is what it looks like, and it's divided by these little shrimp guard things that are made from stainless steel, and it allows the water to pass through, but because of the little holes, it doesn't allow the shrimp or any of the fish to pass through different sections, so I can keep the genetic lines nice and pure. And then the dividers are just this hard black plastic stuck on with silicone. Alright guys, so I've moved the aquarium into its spot, and for those who don't know, this is underneath my bed. I've got like a raised bed and I just want to use the space underneath it. This is a stand that it came with, and I decided that I would just put it at the back, put some of my things on there. I think it looks pretty cool because obviously I don't need it for the tank. I'm ready to start adding in the substrate. For this tank, I'm going to be doing the worsted method, which is basically where you use soil or potting mix instead of aqua soil and more expensive things like fluvial stratum, which is what I use for my smaller aquariums. But for a tank this size, that gets super expensive. So I'm going to try this out. I have done the worsted method before. But yeah, I've got her book, and basically she says that you should use 1 inch of soil and then covered with 1 inch of small gravel, and then if you're using sand, which is what I'm going to be using, you should do 3/4 of an inch or 2 centimeters. So that's what we're going to be doing. This is the brand of potting mix that I got. It's a organic potting mix that I found from Bunnings. It was $13, I believe. There was a cheaper version that was like $5, but I don't know, it was kind of suspiciously cheap, so I decided to get the more expensive one because it might be better quality. But yeah, normally I sift through the soil and I pick out like the super big bits, and I also bake it in the oven, but apparently you don't have to do that, so this time I'm just going to dump it in and hope for the best. So I found part of her book that said if you wet the soil, then there's actually no need to sift through and take out all the big particles. So that's what I did. It's now 3 days since I put the water in the soil, and hopefully lots of it has become waterlogged and kind of sunk down. I'll take out the excess water now and add in our sand cap. Once I did that, I ended up filling the tank with water, and I didn't film it, but I planted the tank. Sorry about that, but there was a bunch of silt and like fine particles on the bottom, so over the next couple of days I just did water changes to take it out. Okay, so it's been a whole month, and that must have felt like so long for you guys, but here is what it looks like now, and it's actually due for some maintenance, so I'm gonna do that. I know some people like watching maintenance because they think it's satisfying, and some people might find it boring, but here it is if you want to watch it. So I've done a bit of maintenance on these tanks, and I'm just going to run through what each section has and talk a little bit more about all the plants and everything. So the first section over here, we've got my blue Neocaridina shrimp. As you can see down here, they're doing really well. And this is probably my least planted section of the tank. We've just got a bunch of crypts in here, and this Amazon sword at the back, and a bit of this pearlweed, which I'm waiting to fill in, because pearlweed just absolutely explodes once it gets settled in, and it's probably going to fill out this entire like front area here. And I also have this tiny little plant down here, which is a foreground plant, and it's going to probably cover the front as well. I've also got some water sprite growing from the top, which I got this for free from somebody when I bought a fish, and yeah, it's doing really well. I've also got some in the tank over here. It's good for fry and shrimp to graze on top of. Now coming over to the second tank, this is the most planted, or well, it's got a lot of floating plants and epiphytes. So I've got all my Anubias nanas down here. I've got the big variety, the small variety. We've got the variety that is white, has white plants. You can see white leaves. So it's got, this is called Anubias pinto. It's like a mixture of green and white leaves, and apparently it's quite rare. So lucky me. Ignore the super glue that I accidentally got on here. I've got to scrape that off. But yeah, and then we've got a ton of Java moss in here as well, because this tank is for my blue singer guppies. If I can find any of them. They're like at the back. Oh, of course they're at the back when I'm trying to film. Some at the top there as well. So these guys are breeding, and they've actually got a couple of babies, which I've just moved into this tank, which I'll try to show you in a second. But yeah, so lots of cover for them. Java moss, we've got foxtail over here, again the water sprite and a bit of Java fern as well. And then finally coming up here, we've got my purple mystery snails and my golden back yellow Neocardinas. These guys are probably my favorite Neocardinas. They just, with that stripe, they just pop so much on the green plants, as you can see. I've got this red plant down here. This is red tiger lotus. And as you can see, the snails have been laying some eggs on top of the water, and I do normally have a lid on top of here so it keeps the humidity in. So I was hoping that that would be enough humidity for the eggs to hatch, but it doesn't seem like any of them have hatched. So I might try and do, they've been in here for like a month, and based on my research they should have hatched by now. So I might try do that method where you put them in the container and then they hatch out in the container. But yeah, this section of the tank is probably my favorite, to be honest. Yeah, I just like it. But yeah, that's the update, guys, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, I might do an update later on. Thank you for watching.